Hi, I'm Don.
I'm Claudia.
And we're Short Trailer. And our little Bambi there's behind us. We're currently in the eastern part of Oregon in this amazing place. You want to give us more details?
Well, we just left Fossil, Oregon, where you can dig your own fossils next to the high school of all places.
Yeah, it's really sort of the backyard of the high school.
It is, yeah. And we're on Highway 218, heading towards a little town called Antelope, and we're on the John Day Trail. It is a trail with a lot of information on rocks and fossils and whatnot. And up here they have one of several John Day monuments. And there's a visitor center and whatnot between Antelope and the town of Fossil.
That's where we're heading, right?
That's where we're heading.
Yeah, and you know, our impression of Eastern Oregon has been this desert place. Well, in this particular area, it's anything but that. It's very mountainous, slow winding, well paved, well kept up roads in this amazing canyons of spectacular rocks and trees. And I'm going to give a little shot of that for you right now, and then we'll pick up when we get to the John Day Memorial Place, or whatever you call it. Monument. Okay, so I'm going to scan around a little bit here. This is the same location where we just shot, and I'm going to pan around and just give you a shot of some of the amazing scenery and rock formations. And then you can see the trees down below where the creek runs through. And the road's going to come into view here in a minute, and that's going to show you where we're going to be going. We're kind of coming around to pick our little Bambi, or in this case our short trailer, and I want to give you the shot of this wonderful formations that's right above us. And this is just a little bit of mile after mile of this spectacular scenery on Highway 218. Okay, till the next stop. Here we are. We finally reached the John Day Fossil Beds Clarno, I believe is the pronunciation unit. And there's a beautiful rock formation over there. We're now in the parking lot where there is room for a few rigs. Ours is over here in the parking rig area, and I'm going to continue around, just kind of seeing the general area. Some nice little mountain peaks and whatnots in this valley. And then once I get her all the way around, there you see the trail area that right there we're going to begin on. Okay, as you walk along the path here at the Clarno Unit, if I'm pronouncing it right, there are about 5 of these really fine little picnic units with a wonderful coverage and everything else. Great place to pull out your picnic and enjoy the area. Here are some explanatory signage before. This one looks like maybe a saber-toothed tiger. And over here is probably some other fossils of this area. It looks like a giant rhino type, some other animals in the background. And then whatever this beautiful area was, looks like it was devastated by a volcano about 48 million years ago.
A geologic time trail. Starting at the present, each foot you travel on this trail represents 37,000 years of travel back in time.
Well, let's start the trail back in time. Well, we finally found a time machine. How many millions of years are we traveling through time?
37,000.
37,000. Somehow I didn't feel like traveling through time would be a dirt trail, but here we are. And here's another signage that says, looks like we are 3.5 million.
The MA is some scientific term.
Yeah.
It says that 3.5 probably million or whatever it was years ago, the Panamanian land bridge forms, allowing a massive exchange of animals between North and South America.
Cool. Looks like a big porcupine.
First time these continents had shared a connection since the Jurassic.
Cool. Okay. Looks like about another 20 feet. There's another sign. So here we go, moving once again back through time. Ooh, 5 million.
Land building begins to diminish as volcanic sources become less active, no longer spewing out enough ash and lava to counteract the forces of erosion. Current landscape begins to be carved.
Again, this spectacular landscape here. And the trail goes way up into those hills, which we probably won't trek there because it's a little warm today. But anyway, I'm going to cut us off for a moment and I'll let you know when we get clear back in time here. Go.
Now in time, arriving from Asia over the Bering Land Bridge, early elephants first appear in the region's wooded savannas.
15 million years ago.
Tectonic forces pull and stretch until the ground cracks open. Molten basalt pours out of the fissure, flooding over and incinerating everything in its path. Successive fracturing and basalt floods cover the land over 100,000 square miles of Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. We are further back in time, and now the last lineage of North American primates goes extinct as the forest begins to recede and patches of grass start to take hold. Now, climate is temperate, with annual rainfall of about 40 inches, nourishing deciduous forests. The first grasses begin to appear in the understory. Worldwide cooling trends start to change the local ecosystem. Tropical species begin to disappear, and deciduous trees' leaves start to dominate the fossil record. Winter is very mild, with only occasional frosts.
This is a very interesting little trail we have been walking along as we've been recording the changes of time and climate. And I just thought some of you might enjoy seeing a little bit of what this trail looks like. It's pretty small. Right now we are descending for a short distance. Whoops, please don't slip. And I understand that eventually this trail goes up 150 feet. We'll see how we do. Talk to you soon. Here you can see the actual palisades as you look at the different textures and colors in the cliffs.
Dense with vines and climbers, a near tropical rainforest dominates the area. Tiny four-toed horses browse on understory vegetation. The annual rainfall is almost 120 inches per year.
Hi, we just got back from a fantastic day.
We did.
We did. You want to tell them a little bit about where we've been?
Well, we were along the road from John Day, part of the John Day Trail. We started out at Fossil, Oregon, little tiny town.
So cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Lots of little historic buildings and whatnot. But the coolest thing is somewhere up behind the high school, you can
Yeah.
get a little bucket and a shovel, and you can dig for your own fossils.
Yeah, like right behind the high school, which is so neat. And that's about the only place around you can actually dig for your own fossil is in Fossil, Oregon, which is cool.
It is. It was.
Yeah.
And after that, we took a drive and went all the way to Madras. But the drive was beautiful. Oh, and you saw some pictures, I think, that Don took earlier.
Yes, and those pictures were just, just a tiny bit of all the phenomenal driving through canyons and the amazing mountains and rock formations. The drive wasn't fast. We only covered about a lot of it, 15 miles an hour down a windy road. But you put it in low gear, you let it coast down the road, enjoy the scenery. I don't know about you, I had a wonderful day.
It was good. It was very nice, and it was a beautiful day today. The weather was just perfect. And we stopped at one of the exhibits along the road, and we had a lot of the video taken at that spot that showed you what happened from 50 million years ago to today.
It was a walk through 50 million years with the little signs that explained. We didn't get a chance to show you many fossils because they weren't there, but it sure gave you a feeling. And the rock structures, you were able to look at them. In fact, I gave you one shot where you could see the striations in the rocks, where the lava flowed over the top of what was a beautiful landscape with trees and animals, and then it regenerated back, and then again the lava came over and covered up all those animals. And so it is just this wonderful stair step of times in the past recorded. Part of the reason was change in climate, but the other was just the lava flows.
Yeah, it was really very interesting, and there's a whole lot more to see in the area we didn't get to today.
How would you judge the quality of the place we just went through and what we did today?
Oh, I think the drive was really nice. I would say it was probably a 10.
Yeah, that's what I would call it, was a 10 too. You just got to take your time, plan to go slow, and you could just really enjoy a wonderful day. There are other sections that we didn't go to, we plan to go to in the future. Anyway, this is about the end of this video, and I'd like you to give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, depending on what your feeling is. Leave us some comments or notes about the video you're with, or maybe if you've been to a fossil area. What else?
Well, we've ended our trip just south of Madras, and right now we have this little campsite that's a lakeside campsite at Haystack Lake. So we'll have to show you more of that later, but it is lovely. We're looking forward to a nice evening.
Please subscribe, click the subscribe button, and if you want the little bell right next to it, because that means every time we put a new video on, it'll click right up for you to see it on your message things. And we'd really like you to follow along with us on our trips. We have a good time.
We'd like you to have a good time with us.
Right.
And remember, we are the Short
Trailer. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.
You're going to get us because you're not looking at it.
Oh yeah, I got to change the camera. Just a minute here. These beginners have to get used to. Okay, well, I think I have to turn it off momentarily. Yeah.